I thought it was backwards, but it's definitely forwards like that in the film.
The second it leaves my hands, I said, that was the worst play of my entire life. I just lost us this game.
There was about 11 to 12 of us sitting in there just watching the film over and over and over again, analyzing like every little thing, and it turns out that every player we had keyed on wasn't there at all, wasn't.
I'm thinking, what in the blue bloody blazes is he doing?
Because if I would have messed that up, I would have been my head for sure. But I just remember just thinking, go, just don't stop.
Oh, the turnovers. Oh, for love of God. The turnovers are,
I've already got it a couple of times, like all the way over. And I just heard a couple fans comment like, oh, yo, he's kicking it over, he's wasting time. I was like, I don't care.
We want every player to be dynamic. Every player to basically be a decision maker with ball in hand. And when they're on the pitch, the team's on the pitch, it's absolutely ownership. The takeaway from last year is we've got to work harder, we got to be harder, and we got to stick to our patterns.
Our coach was like, you guys got this. Believe in it, believe in the program.
We knew that our first match was against St. John's University. And one of the things we had talked about, or I talked about in the locker room prior to the match was, if you want to be the king, you got to kill the king. And these are the two-time defending national champions.
This team isn't untouchable. They're not unbeatable.
It comes down to who wants it more. And when it comes down to that, it truly is, it's a slug match, it's a fight. You got to go into that fight with people you love and people you can trust.
St Mary's looking to see if they can go one step better than they did last time round. This is their second appearance in a row, and it's no small team they're taking on. In fact, looking at this front row from St John's, there's at least 700 pounds of meat up front there.
There's more tension going into it, but the thing is, going into it is a big key. Going into it, there's a lot of tension. That ball goes up in the air after the first kickoff, it's all gone. Everything's gone. You are just playing the game. And that to me, looking back, was the weirdest thing, because you don't treat it like a normal game going in. And once you're there, it's all over. So that helps with the next day and the next week, saying, oh, this literally is just another game.
It was the calm before the storm, because I remember the locker room beforehand. It was quiet. It was a quiet and focused. We knew what we had to do, and it was really interesting because we were lining up in the hallway right before the game, and we were both lined up in single file lines right next to the other team, and nobody in our line was saying a single word, and the St. John's team next to us was carrying on, dancing, laughing. I mean, you could tell that there was definitely a different attitude between our team and their team. So I feel like, if anything really contributed to our victory that day, was how we entered the game more than how we played during the game.
I think coming into it, they had been there twice. They won 2 national championships in a row. I think they thought they had it in the bag. I can't read their minds, but just looking at them, they were smiling, they were laughing with each other. A couple of them might have been singing some songs, and we were just dead-faced, looking straight forward, ready to go at them.
So the guy had a try, and as he centered it, the one try zone that he scored in, I think it was on the side away from the Jumbotron. There was primarily St. John's fans sitting up there. And as he scored, he walked up and pointed to the crowd before he touched the ball down. And it's just a huge sign of disrespect, especially after how they carry themselves in the tunnel and being so early in the game.
We flew the Australian team of Pro Performance over, so Neil Dunn and Mark Phelps came over, and I turned to them after the first score, and I said, it's going to be a long 80 minutes. And Mark Phelps looked at me and said, they'll do all right, mate.
So let's hear what do you have to say to the captain.
Tackle assist is not doing a good enough job of releasing. Clean it up or I'll escalate.
Oh, well, sir. Thank you.
Have a second?
Tackle assist, that's what they've been known to use, that rolling maul of theirs often, and then, of course, those one-off runners Just setting it up with this kick off the left boot. Hits the upright. It's play on.
It is. Now Msm Mary's working it out from the shadows of their own goalpost inside the 22. Nice little work there from Solis to get that ball moving forward. They pick and go, trying to get this ball forward, giving themselves a little bit of space. Here we go. They've got to string some phases. They go back into the pocket to Miles. Puts it on the rim, Sikowski. Back down the blind side. Tini opens up a little bit of space. He's up to the 50-metre line now. Oh, could be stolen. He needed some support, and it does. St. John's turn it over again.
They do indeed. Just capitalising on that again with Sam Omschlid. He's had a great start to this game for his team. The Johnnies now with possession, and of course that's what they'll do. They'll just smash it up with some of the big boys. Zoltek,
clean poach.
former hockey player.
Could be stolen here, Dallin. Msm Mary's. You hear the referee over the mic there, clean poach, and it has been stolen. They come down the blind side through the big boys. Nice and offload. That looks like Tini out there. He takes it up towards half.
It happens, and the team that lets those turnovers get to them, I mean, it's a long game. It's 80 minutes. Anything can happen. The team that lets those 2, 3, 4, 5 turnovers get to you is the team that's eventually going to falter. And we just stuck to our game plan, stuck to what we do best, and that's run forward.
But they call him. Oh, and it's been stolen.
It has. Miles, he needs to find some space. He does. Gets a good bounce that goes over the head, but St. John's, the wingers, does a sensational job to get back and get that.
We were poaching the ball and had some incredible individual efforts to ensure that we were stealing the ball once they got to deck or creating a penalty. And that was huge opportunities, but it was momentum swings on both sides. It was 1 minute they're driving and they've got a 40-meter run and they're putting some phases together, and then next thing you know, we're able to poach it and we're on a 40-meter run putting these phases together, and it's just phenomenal, and there's just great rugby. The ball's moving, bang, 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 good hit up, and then all of a sudden they steal it. And I remember looking at Jim Bonner, my assistant coach, and I said, okay, somebody has got to put some phases consistently together and stop giving the ball away and have some ball security. And I want to say it was probably about a minute or two after that we scored a try, and I said, thank God.
Here we go, Beasley with the back. He scooped up and dumped onto the ground there. Big scrum from the Johnnies. Miles shifts it across to Miranda. Throws the dummy, Miranda. He's through. He needs some support on the outside. He finds it, links up with his winger. Here comes the speed machine in Sparrow. He goes on the outside now. That's the fullback. Can he go all the way? Hirschler. What are they going to say? Try time. Mount St. Mary's strike right back.
What a response indeed from Mount St. Mary's. The fullback has brought the stadium alive.
It was a calming of the storm almost a little bit. It kind of gave guys a time to settle down, walking in the game and looking at these national championships. I'll admit that I was not nervous for the game, but there was a lot of things weighing heavily on us. There was a lot of St. John's is here. They've been here. They know the game. We were here last year. It was an unfortunate way the game turned for us last year, but we're here to make an impression. And having that score after they scored already on us, that was a real calming factor for everybody.
Huge. We needed it. We needed something to get going, to get us on our feet, and that first try really pushed us to that edge, and everyone was like, all right, we're here to play. Everyone knew the team we were playing, 2-time national champs, they come to play, and all we needed was that one little spark to get us going, and that was it.
I looked at Mark Phillips, and I said, they'll be all right, huh, mate? And he grinned and he said, keep the faith. I said, I always have faith.
Oh, it's a great steal. Rummaging up here is Little Mans. Oh, wonderful ball to Walsh. Throws a dummy. Walsh gliding through. He cuts back with an unbelievable response for his side. The Johnnies straight back in it.
Old going very low. Harding across, Miles looking for runners, goes out the back to Miranda, the danger man, links up with Miles, there a chance, McKeever, he'll get down under the post, McKeever, what a fantastic little try there from Mount St. Mary's, it's tit for tat, and we've got a ball game back on here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, the chocolate rain they call him, has really brought the stadium alive again. Al McKeever, the wing sensation.
Miles plays very flat. Miles out to Miranda, the powerhouse Miranda, busting through tackles. No one can stop Miranda as he goes up to the 40. Harding goes quick. They got numbers. Miles, quick hands, beautiful hands from Miles. Takes it out to Booley. He pops it back to Miles. Oh, it's intercepted from St. John's. Now it's fast Jack. Can he get away? No, he can't. He's dragged down again. Beautiful stuff. And now Mount St. Mary's lose 20 metres, but they've got the ball back. Here we go. Harding across the Miles. Miranda, the danger man. Here he is. Chocolate Rain. It's a drizzle. Oh no, it's a storm. Chocolate Rain's gone. Can they stop him? McKeever. He gets the ball back to Miranda. Play on. Scrambling defence from St. John's. He pops it up. This is beautiful stuff from Mount St. Mary's. Throwing caution to the wind so far. They need to start driving this forward as St. John's holding them up inside the 22 now. Referee Nelson just chomping at the bit to blow his whistle. And Johnnies have turned it over, Dallin.
And indeed, energy sapping play from both sides. Walsh turns it back inside as well himself. And now it's Lillipine. The Johnnies. So close to letting up a try there. Battering Ram takes it forward again. John's landing down with Fishman. Now chopped up the top from Mans, trying to spark some magic. Pushes underneath it, but Mans gets it himself. And gets the offload to Fost. Luke on the outside, lays it back. The counter ruck tries to come in. Mans chips it again. There's no one back home. It's a full race. Coming through on the outside. Yeah, it's picked up indeed. It's number 4, Bissonette. Bissonette charges through. It's tackled 5 metres out. He needs support. He tries to lay it back and does. Hillman is there to help out. Penalty advantage. It's a penalty try. And this could be a yellow card. It's pandemonium right now in Sydney Park.
Get your feet. Oh, a tough call there. I thought it was a penalty, but a penalty try because Bissonette was isolated. Sparrow tackles him. He tries to come around. He did give him a clear release before he attacked the ball. I thought it was. There's a little
Jack Sparrow made an incredible try-saving tackle. Quickly turned around to come through the gates. Just didn't get off his knees, and that was a coaching moment for me, knowing that I had not properly prepared him for that particular situation. In that moment, he realized exactly the polarity of his actions. But that being said, he came away, when he got back on the field, he was a man on a mission when he came away from that, and contributed beautifully the rest of the match.
They put a nice high pooch kick over our defense, and I was the last defender back, so I had to make a tackle. So I ran him down and made the tackle about 5 meters before the try line, but I didn't pop up all the way on my feet before going for the ball, so I drew a penalty and got a yellow card. And that was it's my first national stage yellow card as well as my first national stage game, so that was a very interesting experience.
It's a tough one. Listen, the referees have a difficult decision to make. It's easy. I didn't like it at the time at all, obviously, because it's one of my players. I thought at the time he had made a very good play on the ball. Watching the replays later, he wasn't on his feet to make a clean go at the ball, and so I would have thought at the maximum he would have gotten a penalty for trying to poach the ball and not on his feet. But the referee saw a difference. So
it was super frustrating at first. I mean, I can still see the play, like, without even having to actually watch the film. Seeing that yellow card come up, watching the aftermath of it, it wasn't so much, a hang your head kind of thing. It really kind of took the opposite effect. I like to think that guys got fired up. They realized that we're here for a reason, and no matter, even though one of our brothers went down, we have to pick the rest of our play up to support him until he gets back.
That penalty was tough. That was a tough one to swallow. He did an awesome job taking him down and making the tackle, and just happened to make a mistake, and it cost him. But, the team, like I said, 15 is one. One guy goes off the field. We're still 15 is one. We got to pick up whatever is left on the field from the guy that went off for 10 minutes or however long he's off the field.
But I think it showed more about our team considering the fact that they scored 2 tries while I was in the penalty box. It just made me real proud to be looking in there after them, and I just made it more exciting to get back out there.
Miles Shifts it across. Tierney ducks under a few defenders. Tierney picks up some yards. Good run from the little hooker. Harding picks up the ball. Miles now looking across. Out the back to one of the big props. That's the Hoffmeister, the big Hoffman himself. Rumbles it forward. Chocolate Thunder's out here. Oh, he won't need him. Miles picks it up like Moses parting the Red Sea. It opens up in front of him. He dots it down for another try.
And this game is turning out to be an absolute cliffhanger indeed.
He's got Herschel on his outside. Flicks it to Herschel. Oh, could have been a high tackle there from the winger. Olsney back to Bewley. Back inside to Miranda. Try time. Oh, they're going to take the lead here, Mount St. Mary's. Get that one into your Dallin Stanford.
Oh, wow. Like a fine wine coming of age, Miranda hugs his teammate. That is an absolute crucial try on half-time for Mount St. Mary's. And that hairstyle really goes to show what he's put into this game. Look at this. Quick hands on the outside. This is where I thought the ball may have gone forward with a bit of a high tackle coming in here now. Olshley on his opposite number. Where he kind of bounces there. But referee Nelson's on the spot. He says play on. And Miranda gliding through the gap. Scorches through for a wonderful 5-pointer.
First, Kirk's presence to push his way through contact and have this beautiful run. The run itself was fantastic, but what he did to allow there to be a quick recycling was even better. So when he was tackled, his placement of the ball was absolutely beautiful. It allowed Tyler to be able to pick the ball up as a 10, found a weakness in the defense, shot right through, and scored the try. And, when as a father, it's incredibly rewarding. I'm incredibly proud of him. But in the moment, you're looking after 15 men on the field.
I remember poking my head up and watching the one guy come out a little strong to the left. And I was like, I'm going to go for it. If I don't get down, I know I've got my props right next to me. I got Kirk and Big Jack ready to have my back. So, God forbid I got stuffed. I knew I had some big boys coming over top of me and just kind of found my way to the try line.
If you let the emotions get to you, you're going to be thrown off your game. You got to have a certain calmness. You can't get overly happy, excited, mad, only to a certain point.
Oh, and can you believe it? Mount St. Mary's has overcome an early deficit to score 2 wonderful tries, and they lead 26-21 against St. John's University in this first semi-final.
Going in the half with a score is the best thing you can do. That's when all the momentum switches from a team. They had to lead the whole half. Now we're in the lead. Going into it, their locker room's probably feeling bad. Our locker room's feeling good. So now we take that into the second half.
The field, we definitely left with a burst of confidence. I mean, taking the lead on the reigning champ was huge. But at the same time, I tried getting off the field as quick as I could just to we weren't done yet. That was only the first half. The year before when we played New England College, we went in halftime down by 25 points. So going up with the lead was nice because we didn't have to come out and dig ourselves out of the hole. But at the same time, the way the game was going, I knew it wasn't going to seal the game. We definitely had another half to play.
When we went into the locker room at halftime, the conversations were stay the course, tighten up some skills, tighten up the support, ball retention, nothing crazy. Keep pushing the envelope.
Wonderful cutback indeed. White back inside. That's one of the tries of the tournament so far. Unbelievable stuff. Kilney will touch it down. Wonderful support. And they're back in this game. The Johnnies. Good attack option to the right and left. Now they go to the short side. Oh, wonderful run from their fullback. He chips it through. It's a full race. Ghosting to the outside is Hirsch. Hirsch could go all the way and score and does. Sensational stuff. The crowd erupts. The Johnnies put another one down.
So they come out and that's a punch in our gut. So now we got to fight back.
Sometimes I think when they get angry and somebody pokes them, they're more dangerous than if you just leave them be. And I think this was a situation where that was the case.
Halftime's a tough time because when you break up that rhythm, it allows there to be a bit of a exhale. And when you have the exhale, it's trying to find that again. And when you come back to the pitch, And when you're in Infinity Park in this beautiful rugby stadium and the crowd's going nuts and Jumbotron and you see all of a sudden for a fleeting second you start to lose a little bit of focus. And that was our challenge and development area, because starting into that match, St. John's, being the 2-time national champion that they were, came back and said, "You're not going to beat us."
Well, I think I was probably just like everybody else that was in the stands. It was actually gut wrenching to watch, and you saw the determination of the players on both sides. Both teams wanted to win very badly, and so there was concerns on my part, Mike.
The person that says that a try was caused by strictly one thing that one person did, they're just plain selfish. So we use the motto, none of us are stronger than all of us. So we play 15 as one for 80 minutes. If they score, it's on us.
Go back.
Energy sapping defense here needed. Miles looking for a gap from Spotzer. He throws a dummy and he gets thrown to the deck himself. Flung to the ground. Still going forward. Muhlenbeck. About 6-7 meters out. With possession now, the St. Johnnies. Leading 33-26. The crowd comes alive. They start screaming SJU.
Get inside, get back, push.
Morellis to Sasquatch.
No
Right
hands
near the
down,
line. The
man.
ball is still available. Mans flings it out to the human donut. He tries to lay it back, but the ball gets stolen from him.
Sean, watch your
And Miles again there, Darwin, with a great steal. His second half here. They're going to attack it from out their own place, and here comes Chocolate Rain McKeever. He's got some speed. Can he get on the outside of Olmshe? He can. He breaks 2 tackles. He's got support to his left. Can he link up? He passes a little bit early. Back inside. That one's forward. It's coming back. Oh, Bewley's lofted that one forward.
I see green grass and a man who's wide open, so I just throw it to him. The second it leaves my hands, I said, that was the worst play of my entire life. I just lost us this game. Goes right over the guy's fingertips, might have touched him, might not have, lands right into Al's hands, and he takes off down the field. I'm thinking, oh, thank God.
And as I recall, looked out and saw space. So he did a triple skip, which is, if you think of a big body prop, making a triple skip. He saw space, identified it, and just a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to turn the corner.
I got a little eager there, and I had a forward pass that would have led to the try. But it just goes to we stayed mentally tough. We were locked in, and we were ready to go.
Now the seesaw continues.
Johnny's got a super sub in. They got Noah Hines. Marquette has just taken the field as well. It must be an injury. Oh, and it's stolen on the line out. Wonderful work by them.
Turney now moves it across to Miles. Miranda, who's been quiet in the second half. Bewley gets around his man, links up on outside with Hirschler. It's 2-on-1, it's going to be a try. Hirschler, oh, the speed machine dots it down in the corner. They're back, Mount St. Mary's. Conversion to come, a 2-point ball game though, 33-31. Bewley lights it up there on the outside. No mistakes with the pass this time, and Hirschler dots it down. Sensational hit back from Mount St. Mary's.
That's actually, I got the ball on the edge and I broke the line. And then their wing was really aggressive. He came flying in. It was just an easy offload, and then Zach turned on the burners. He played a great game. Dotted it down in the corner and back in it.
Knew right then, I gave him a high five and turned around and saw all the fans up there. I was walking right behind Hirsch, going back to get ready for the restart. And that was like a little soak it in moment for me, just knowing that I'm here, I'm on this stage, and we're putting up a fight.
Oh man, Smith with a lot of pressure. Almost runs into his own man. Brought to the ground by Keane. Just picking and going. That's that new man right now. Actually, that's Heinz Ketchup takes it up. Now Ozak. Stephen Ozak, the 8th man. Robs it forward, but Miranda looks to almost be a steal there. Yeah, holding onto the hold the ball on the ground. So
He had a great poach.
great steal from Mount's right in front of the sticks, and they go quick.
Yeah, they've gone quick, Miles. He throws the dummy, he goes right through, 1 to beat, Miles. Try time! Oh, I thought they were going to take the 3 points. It goes for the 5 instead. Miles, who was right in front of the post, they're down by 2. I'm surely they're going to take 3 points. I think St. John's may have had the same train of thought. Everyone except Miles, and he takes a quick tap, and they're in front again, Dallin.
I look up and I see Tyler running, and I'm thinking, what in the blue bloody blazes is he doing?
The smart thing was to do is kind of take the points. We're only up by 2, look for 3, and kind of keep a 5-point advantage. But I remember as Jack poached the ball and we got the penalty, there was just this feeling, just go, 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 go. I just tapped it, and I remember the ball kind of fell a little bit short, and so I'm reaching for it. And I look to my right, and I see Herschler and Travis. I was like, I kind of made the step to see if they'd fake or not, and they faked. And I remember seeing how far away the try line was. And as I reached out for it, I was like, I'm not going to make it. And then the ref blew the whistle, and I couldn't believe I'd actually gotten through.
Well, it's funny because Tyler has done that before. He does the quick penalty restart, and he dropped it a couple times. So even now, just watching the film over again, I get this little spin in my stomach thinking that he's going to drop it.
Sean Hardick, our scrum half, and Tyler, our fly half, both have an incredible ability to be able to see defenses and opportunities. So if there's a gap in a defense, they're going to attack it. If there's a penalty, and at this point in the second half, their big bodies were really wearing down, so they couldn't get back 10. So Tyler, seeing that opportunity, jumped right on it, and I think it was a very good decision.
Coming in as well. That's Campbell. Taekwondo, Rex Kwando they call him. Back inside. Drawing in people in the Zach Zoltek. But it's spun loose again, it's a turnover.
Yeah, Barner, great turnover there. Now Miranda, quick hands. Bewley, he gets loose, Bewley. He's got some speed. Only Olmsey can stop him one-on-one. Says back inside, outside. Oh, he beats him, all ends up like a parked car, and down goes Miles as well. Well, sorry, and Bewley, the mini polar bear himself, brings it around under the post for a try, and they retake the lead here, 43-40.
Well, the breakaway, I remember I broke the line, and it was just me and the fullback. And I came into it, I was really confident. At that point, I knew it was a back-and-forth game. And I really just wanted to kind of get that cushion any way we could. And once I broke the fullback, the 10 came in, tried to scoot my feet. And then I remember just going to the middle, dotting it down. When I got the ball on the outside, I was determined to try to get to that try zone.
Here we go, big kick, all tied up, 45 apiece, 5 minutes left on the clock. Miranda here to give his team. Strikes it well, that looks like it might be through the middle, it's good, 3 points. Oh, he's pumped up too, Miranda. Look at him backslapping his way back to half time. Now they've got 4.5 minutes to tackle like they've never tackled before in their lives. So
they knew that they had the ability to come back, and that was where we looked at each other, all of us across the board, especially when we were waiting for the restart to come back. We're like, this is our time to hold them off. This is where we fight the wave off. But I mean, you looked across that, you could have sworn these guys were winning. They had that air of nothing's going to stop us from a third time entering the finals. But we were the people looking back at it going, we are going to be the ones that stop you. And that was the kind of last 10-minute battle that really, really felt like forever.
Coming up to that kick, I saw a penalty, and I was like, I think it was Sean or Tyler. I was like, Sean, give it to me. I can hit this. It was maybe like 40 to 45 yards out. He's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I'm feeling it right now.
It feels like the wind's at our back, so it's momentum's going. We don't let our guard down in any sense of the term, but the wind's at our back. Now we have this confidence to push us forward.
Yeah, the Hofmeister, the sensation. He takes it into the 22. He's tackled. Numbers there. Miles throws the dummy. Does well there. Keeps it tight. They've got numbers to the right. Hardy flicks it back to Bewley. He'll score under the post. You've got to think they're through. They've booked their ticket. And there he is. Strawberry Fury. He's all fired up. Galloping down the field. And St. John's fans, they're in disbelief in the stands, Talon.
That was really unbelievable.
So I remember coming up and I saw Sean drifting. And I saw the hole and he kind of was closing up the gap. And I didn't think I was going to get the ball. But then he did a beautiful off-flight around the back, and next thing you know, I'm in between the posts. And I remember at that moment, I dotted it down, and that's kind of where I knew we would take the game. Despite all the back and forth with 2 minutes left, up 2 possessions, I couldn't contain my emotions. I bursted out. I remember jumping up, seeing the fans, and it just came back seeing that kid point at the crowd at the beginning of the game, coming in super confident, and looking up and seeing how everything turned. It was incredible.
And he saw the cut, and I tucked the ball to my right side and did a little offload from the hip to make it look like I was going to go into contact. And I saw him break that arm tackle of the defender that dragged with me, and then I just put my hands up, and I knew the game was ours.
But as the ball comes out, before it comes out, I'm actually kind of on the ground getting back up off a rock after an offload. And I'm watching Sean come across the field, and he's attacking the line. And I see old Travis kind of like make this cut back in. And to the life of me, I literally watched this play happen in slow motion. I watched the ball leave Sean's hands. It fell perfectly into Travis's breadbasket. And the moment he touched the line, this wave of emotion kind of came over me. I was just overwhelmed because watching him go into those uprights and touch the ball down and looking back and seeing only 50 seconds left on that clock was we made it, kind of feeling. And we had 50 seconds left to hold him off, and we did. But watching that ball get touched down one more time under those posts was one of the more amazing feelings I've had.
Defending champions St. John's, who have given them everything they could possibly handle. As Miranda, this conversion will take them out to a 10-point lead, and it is successful. And you would think with 50 seconds on the clock, 10-point game. Do you believe in miracles down in Stanford?
I do indeed.
When I was playing soccer, my dad would always say that when we were up and there's a little bit of time left, to try to kick the ball as far out as possible. So then when I had this last, kick after Travis's try, all his focus was on trying to get the ball over the building, not even on the roof, just all the way across it so we could burn some time.
Even at that stage, with a minute left, I worry. I was a lot more confident and comfortable that we were going to win at that stage. But one of the things you learn as a coach is the game's not over till the referee blows his whistle.
Being humble takes strength. And when you're up by 10 against a team that can score at any given time, anywhere on the pitch, you tend to be humble. And you tend to dig in and do what you know best, and that's to support one another.
They move it across. Miles lets a few go. Here's Hirschler. Here's trouble as Hirschler looks to open up. Throws a dummy. Oh, could be a high tackle. And he drops that ball. He knows he's going to get the penalty. And that will be the game if they kick this one into touch.
Full time.
And there you go. Referee Nelson said full time. This will be the biggest kick you'll ever see.
Sean, it's full time.
Full time. They're going to kick the touch and do. And that is the game, rugby fans. We've witnessed an unbelievable upset, scoring 8 tries in this match against 7 from St. John's. It's Msm Vs that have booked a place in tomorrow's final. They will play the winner of Cal Maritime and New England College. A massive congratulations to their team. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you the highlights from this pulsating first semi-final game. Stay with us, rugby fans.
Mount Rugby is built on family and faith. And the more we share that with people through doing the charity work that we do, or service work when we go out and we visit children's hospitals or the orphanages, it's just an incredibly rewarding opportunity for the young men to carry on in their lives. I'm very humbled to be a part of this, and I'd like to say thank you to my players for allowing me to be a part of something that's so incredibly special, allowing me, my players allowing me to coach them. It's a huge responsibility, and one that I'm grateful for every day.